water's gonna be like full of mud and dirt and shit. It's gonna be like your shitty songs that you write.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like water, like clean water is gonna come out. And like that's what I've been striving for, is like getting the reps in like you would in the gym, but like with the studio. And just trying to figure out how to make good music. Because I quit worrying about being like the best rapper or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like started just worrying about making good songs that people want to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we are on. So, who are you?
I am AMFG, or Alex Motherfucking Gordon.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
And where are you from?
I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Daytona Beach. And how long have you been living in Daytona?
My whole life.
Whole life? And did you come to Frozen Fest just for Frozen Fest?
I know like 98 Entertainment and Mickey and Ice Age from like other shows. Like had conversation and whatnot. But I'm interested to see Father Set too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And what kind of music do you make?
I guess like new age hip hop stuff. Like not your typical like boom bap, you know, like I said, palms sweaty, knees weak, you know what I'm saying? Like not like that, but just like new age stuff.
Nice. And is that where you thought you would like? Is that kind of music where you always saw yourself going towards, or did you start somewhere else and it eventually evolved to that sound?
That's a good question. I guess like it's always developing over time, or like evolving over time. But like I started out as like hip hop, like blue, like New York hip hop, 90s type shit, you know. So that's kind of always what I've been going for. You know?
Okay. And you said you don't really make like the bebop sound.
Yeah. Well, like in the beginning, that's how like I learned how to rap.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've like, you know, like the market and stuff, and everybody's got guitars and shit. It's like how rock music used to be, like all the hair bands and shit like that in the 80s. I feel like that's where like rap and hip hop is kind of like shifted into.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like a lot of my stuff is like more like melodic hip hop shit than it would be just like rapping. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then coming here for.
I don't have like a good genre for it. It's like yeah, I mean.
Well, it's your own sound.
You know what I'm saying?
It's your own sound, and that's okay. Like, there's so many genres out there, and there's such a mix all the time.
Right.
And it's even better to mix because then more and more people, like, you can branch out more if you mix it up.
Yeah.
Definitely. And like music is just always changing.
Yeah. And I think that's really important to like a lot of like labels and shit feel like you should be one sound and like so you're known for like this. You know what I mean? But I don't really believe that that's like for me that's not fun to make 12 songs that sound the fucking same. But that's just me, you know?
And what would you say, like, right now, what is influencing your sound right now?
It's like a good mix of like a Mac DeMarco, a Mac Miller, and like a Post Malone kind of.
Interesting. That is a very interesting mix.
Yeah.
So would you say that, like, what are you listening to right now then?
I like a lot of like West Side Boogie and Smino, Saba, the guys from like Chicago, St. Louis area. But like I'm really open to a bunch of different shit. I just like supporting guys that aren't like the Cole and the Kendricks and like the Baby, Lil Baby, shit like that.
Yeah.
People that are still like making their own way. Code of the Friends a good example. Like doing their own shit. You know what I mean? So I'm really a big fan of those guys that are like maybe not the top tier paycheck guys, but guys that are like creatively still finding ways to do it.
Yeah.
And make good music.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you say that because a lot of artists, like those bigger artists, listen to smaller artists that give them influence.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Because I don't ever want to like bite nobody's shit, but like at the same time, like you have to be relevant. You can't sound like you're in the 90s and like 2023.
Yeah, and it's not biting, you know.
You get what I'm saying though.
It's influence.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're trying to say about biting, because a lot of people will perceive it like that,
Yeah.
even though that's not the case, because obviously they don't know what goes into the process.
Right. Right. Or like the time and the hours, or if you're working a job while you're doing this shit, or if you're doing, you know what I mean, the other, like the real life shit that you have to do before like the creative shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, what is your process? Like your mixing process, your writing process? How did you end up here at Frozen Fest?
Man, well, I've come to Jaiko a bunch, so I'm always like kind of tapped in with the homies here. But I guess the writing process has just been like Ed Sheeran said this thing about when you turn like the well water on, okay, and you let it run. Now at first the water's gonna be like full of mud and dirt and shit. It's gonna be like your shitty songs that you write.
Yeah.
And then eventually like water, like clean water is gonna come out. And like that's what I've been striving for, is like getting the reps in like you would the gym, but like with the studio. And just trying to figure out how to make good music. Because I quit worrying about being like the best rapper or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like started just worrying about making good songs that people want to listen to. So I guess that's, if that answers your question, I guess.
Yes, it
you know
does.
what I mean? But yeah, just try to make good music, dude. That's it.
And when it comes to, because obviously you're here, so you've put out music. What does that process look like? Are you writing music at home? Are you writing in the studio and recording right there? Are you taking bits and pieces and?
It's definitely like, I feel like it's changing all the time. Like I definitely am getting more into like the production side and like making music, because I'm really a writer. So I just like get music, write it, you know, come bring it with like a plan of laid out, you know, how it sounds in my head, and then lay it and figure out how to like make what I want, you know. But I feel like it's always changing as you're trying different things or trying different ways of doing it.
Yeah. And then, how did you, and I mean, you already said that, you know, you got here because, you know, like, Freon and Sam and them.
Yeah.
And so, like, being here and seeing what's going on tonight, what are your thoughts on Frozen Fest, on the people running it, performing, whether they're catering or just your experience as a whole? Are you excited for your set tonight?
Yeah, you know, I was blessed to be here. You know what I mean? It's good vibes for sure. But no, I'm just happy to be here. You know, coming from Daytona and like stepping out of like a little city to come here and be a part of like a bigger machine. You know, just like people always want to hustle in bigger cities different than like small town. Small town shit, it's always like motherfuckers go hang out at the bar and work a 9 to 5, and that's what they do for their life. You know, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
But to answer your question fully, is I think everything's great, man. I'm really happy to be here and be around good people.
Nice. And then as far as being here and, you know, like you said, like getting out of that smaller room and being somewhere where like you're around more people making music and just a bigger crowd, where do you see your accomplishments? Like in the future, what have you accomplished currently that you're proud of, that you want people to know?
I guess it's one of those things that I'm still just coming on the incline, you know? I think I've done a couple of little cool things locally, like they, in Daytona, I opened up for like Afro Man on the beach.
That's awesome.
In town. So that was like a really cool experience. Of course it's Afro Man, you know what I mean? You take that as you want, you know? But little things like that are definitely things that give you like the fuel to keep going, or like the people that fuck with you afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
And what are you most proud of?
I'm just proud of like how far I've come as a person. Like regardless of like the music thing, just like being like a better person, a good dude is more important than being like a dope artist.
Yeah, 100%. And would you say that just being in this crowd and being around like people, these kinds of people, or this crowd is more supportive of you, would you say that that has had a pretty big influence on your life?
Yeah, I think so. I think that being around things like this when people are like always like mad cool like this, but also like it's like a competitive thing too. You know, it's a more competitive stage where you're not just like the only person or like one of like a handful of type people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I know, I came at you with like a lot of strong questions, like.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm trying to like not go on a tangent.
You can go on a tangent, but always go on a tangent, yeah.
But yeah, it's good to be around like-minded people who want to do the same thing. Even if it's not the same as you, but the same direction as you. You know, just learning, trying to do something better for yourself and your family. And
Yeah.
things like that.
And right now, what are like your top 3 to 5 favorite artists in your rotation right now? You just keep coming back to them every time you're in the car. You're like, man, I really like that song. You just keep playing it, even though it's embarrassing, and you're just kind of like.
I would definitely say Frank Ocean.
Okay, that's a good one.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Frank Ocean. Even though he hasn't put out a project in forever. So I'm really big into Smino. West Side Boogie. I like Jid's new album. What's 4? I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a lot of. I can't think of his name. I find a lot of cool like people on the internet too. Just like like you'll hear a song of like someone doing it, and it's just like that shit snaps.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying, and you gotta like fuck with it because you want people to do the same shit to you. You know what I mean? So, I guess number 5 would have to be like like Denzel Curry.
Okay. Guilty pleasure. Could be a song, could be an artist, could be a movie.
Singing Leonard Skinner on the way to shows and full blast in my radio because I'm nervous.
Every time?
Not every time, but that's guilty for sure.
Guilty.
You know, I'm
Okay,
as
I
free as you know, like some like old like southern rock or some shit. Just like I don't know. I heard that it's good for your nerves if you have like anxiety on the way in.
So Leonard Skinner is good for nerves.
Well, not Leonard Skinner specifically. You know, Leonard Skinner is probably good for like brown whiskey and fucking dark liquor and fucking.
Okay, you're right about that for sure.
And
So talking brown liquor and whiskey, drink of choice.
Patron.
Patron.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, tequila for sure. I like the white liquor for sure.
Woo! But you listen to Leonard Skinner.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, just because I drink Patron doesn't mean I listen to fucking tequila. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's definitely like one of them for sure.
Now, just liquor or mixed drink?
I'm not much of a drinker, but I know how to drink. So it's kind of like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you know. It varies on the mood.
Okay.
Tequila's just a fun one. Sake's really fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big drinker either.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's not my kind of party.
So,
So, tonight's gonna be a long night.
for sure.
What are you excited for about your set?
I played. It was good to just come out and fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Just
crowd?
like get reps in and have fun. Yeah.
Good. Well, we've been here for a minute. I think
That's all you.
we're good for the night. Alex,
Thanks so
thank you
much.
for coming out. Before you go, please go ahead and let us know what you got going on, what's coming up, anything you want the people to know.
Yeah. I have a project called New Beginnings. It's a 5-track EP. It's out everywhere. And then I have like some like visuals coming this year. Maybe a project or two. Just like still figuring out what I'm doing altogether.
Okay.
Trying to plan ahead.
Nice. And where can the people find you?
On all streaming platforms, I'm AMFG, and on social media, I am Alex MF Gordon.
Well, Alex, thank you for coming out,
Thanks so much.
and we will see you around.
Absolutely.